you go, Tammy. Tammy's accelerating like crazy.
Hey, today is voting day. Go vote today.
That's right. Vote for
November the 3rd. Go vote.
Vote for Love My Pups, My Breeder Supply.
No, go vote.
Okay. Which is more successful, surgical or vaginal AI? Well, that's a good question, and I don't think there's any really good data on this, so here comes the sun going across our screen. It'll get better in a moment. Well, look, I mean, if you're going to do the trouble is that there's not really any really solid information where tests have been done that I know of. People who do surgicals will claim it's better. You know, there is an expense and there is a bit of a danger with the surgical. The expenses might be significant, the danger is probably pretty slim. The surgical, by the way, we're talking about putting a slit, putting the dog to sleep for a few minutes, putting a small slit in the tummy, finding the uterus, injecting the semen directly into the horns of the uterus.
I can see that having it done on a female that you've tried to get pregnant at least twice.
That's a good point. Yeah. If you've been having problems, try a surgical. Here's the other time when a surgical definitely is beneficial. You do a surgical, one day later they do a vaginal. If you found that your numbers are high and you're kind of late, do a surgical, because then you've got definitely a much better chance. So you do a vaginal of 15 nanograms per milliliter, you are doing a surgical on like a 25. So if your dog's at a 20 plus, do a surgical, do a single surgical. Okay, somebody's talking about a checklist prepared for a litter of beautiful puppies. And Daniel Phillips said, "This is a lot, man. My friend had puppies and I do not think she had any of this stuff. And only lost one. Because the mother smothered the baby intentionally." Oh, how do you know that? Anyway, do we really need all this stuff, or can we just take puppies to the vet? And how long after birth until the first vet visit? Well, look, I mean, yes, you do need the stuff. There's the quick answer. Why do you need the stuff? Because you never quite know what's around the next corner. You don't know whether you're going to have a problem until you have a problem. And if you don't have the stuff you need, then it's too late. I can promise you, Saturday any night that you go try to get a feeding tube, you are out of luck. In fact, trying to get a feeding tube at a vet at any time may be difficult to do. So, you know, it's like climbing Everest, right? Oh, we're climbing Everest and it's a beautiful day today. We don't need to take parkas or any extra stuff. We'll be fine. And you get up on Everest, the next thing you know, you're in a blizzard and everybody dies. I mean, I know that sounds a bit facetious, but it really is what we're talking about here. Yes, you need this stuff. Will you use all this stuff? No, hopefully not. Hopefully, you know, do you need an incubator? Quite likely not. Do you need an oxygen machine?
I don't know how we'd done without it.
Well, we'd have lost puppies.
Yeah.
Do you need an oxygen machine? Probably not, but we'd have lost puppies without one. You know, so the answer to this is, you know, if you go arm yourself with all this stuff, and if you're going to be serious about this, then you will use this stuff over a few litters, and because of that, you will save definitely puppies and possibly even the mum. So I think it's pretty important that yes, you do get all this stuff, and everything, by the way, that we offer and sell on My Breeder Supply, it's because of necessity. We're not just trying to sell you stuff. All the stuff that's on there is stuff that either we've invented and we've got patents on it and we've developed it over many, many, many years, or it's stuff that we've found has worked really well and we think that it's something that we want to offer to other people because we believe in it. So yeah, we believe entirely that you absolutely should be getting this stuff.
And this stuff is found on mybreedersupply.com.
Thank you. Daniel Phillips, same person. I haven't even considered a C-section. Is that preferred method? Daniel, you've got to do your search, Daniel. You're fixing to get into having puppies. You've got to go get yourself educated. The answer is, again, is a C-section a preferred method? You bet it is. Are all French Bulldogs born by C-section? No, they're not. Do some dogs have a natural whelp and naturally whelp puppies okay? Yes, they do. Do some get in big trouble and lose puppies? Absolutely. So what do you think, Tammy? Should you have a C-section?
Yes.
Thank you.
It's worth every penny having it done. Just the safety and that you have mama and all the babies.
Oh, here's Brian. Right after that, Brian says, great idea. He's talking about a whelping system. I will get this for my next litter. What temperature do you have the room that you're whelping in? Also, 100 degrees with a heat tape. Isn't that too hot? Well, the room, you just leave it so the room is comfortable for you and your Frenchy mama. So nothing special there at all. I mean, in the summertime, 70 degrees, in the wintertime maybe a bit warmer than that. But 100 degrees, if you think about this, the puppy's temperature is 100 degrees. If you put puppies on a mat that's less than 100 degrees, they will feel cold. Heat will drain from the puppy. People are being crazy on the road.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Probably texting. Probably doing what we're doing, doing a video while they're
They were
driving.
trying to force themselves in for this truck.
Oh dear. Anyway, so we actually set it to 104 degrees. That's just mildly warm to the touch. It's not baking hot. But the whole idea is you've got to get heat from the floor into the puppy. You do not want heat to go from the puppy into the floor. If the floor is less than 100 degrees, the puppy gets cold. If the floor is above 100 degrees, the puppy gets warm. That's the whole idea behind it. And we put the heat directly under the pig rail, and that's where the place where the puppies migrate to, and that's why this is the whole idea. This is the pattern that we have, and this is why it works so well. Don't heat mum up, just heat the puppies up. Somebody says, I will be forever grateful for the great miraculous work you do. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. John
It's like
Beyonce.
Pinky in the brain. I'm Pinky
Jean
and
Beyonce.
James is the brain.
Dumb and Dumber. That's what I think it is.
Whatever.
Oh dear. Somebody says, never let Ross be the cameraman or your wife. Hey, so those are videos from probably
Hey, that's all he has.
4 days ago, so yeah.
When did Russ have the camera?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Miguel Ismail says, James, how common is it for a female to absorb puppies? I had 2 of my females do this. Any advice on how to prevent it? Well, so it does happen. I think sometimes the diagnosis is the puppies were absorbed when in fact it probably wasn't a pregnancy in the first place. But certainly if you had an ultrasound done that just seemed to show fetuses, and then you have another ultrasound done a few weeks later and then none, then apparently those puppies have been absorbed. So what are the reasons? Well, one reason might be progesterone levels. I would do this. I would go get a complete blood panel done, because I honestly don't know specifically what the reasons might be. I can think of a number of reasons that could cause it, but I'm not even sure that I'm right about it, so I'm a bit reluctant to talk about things that I'm not educated on. But I would start by having, I ran into this situation, and I never have, by the way, but knowingly, but we don't do ultrasounds, so how do we know? So we don't do ultrasounds, so we wouldn't know, but the answer is, I think, is if you're worried about this, I would go get a checkup done on the dog. Someone's saying, Tammy, where's the pants in your relationship?
You bet I do.
Donna Whitaker.
He makes me take the bag down that I have here.
Yeah. Okay, Donna Whitaker has now been deleted from our website, from our page.
Aww.
There you go. That'll teach you.
Aww.
We didn't.
We need a good laugh.
I have a lilac and tan female. If I start with a chocolate and tan, what would be the outcome? Stab at that, Tammy? Lilac and tan.
What?
Lilac and tan bred to a chocolate and tan. What do you get?
Oh, you get a little bit of best worlds if the chocolate and tan carries the blue also.
Well, it doesn't say that it carries the blue.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll get chocolate and tans.
That's
and
right.
Lilac and tans.
Well, no. You'll get all chocolate and tans. Because remember that.
Now, if she carries blue, you would get.
Okay, let's just play the what if game.
Okay.
If she's a chocolate and tan and doesn't carry blue, you're going to get all chocolates that carry blue. If she's a chocolate and tan that carries blue, you're going to get half chocolate and tans that carry blue and half lilacs. I continue to get these ones. How do I end up here? It's one of my videos of how to AI a dog. I'm guessing because you were Googling inappropriate stuff, you found us. So, enjoy. How and where can we buy the progesterone machine? Sergeant Daniel. So,
mybreedersupply.com.
yeah. Talk about our progesterone machine. Well, it's not ours. The Wanda Fine Care. Love this thing. It is fantastic. We've had the thing for the better part of a year. We have offered it for about 4 months now after we tested the thing for a good 6 months. Fantastic. Getting bigger litters, not missing any breedings, getting our C-section timings right, get results in 15 minutes, costs $9 a test. The machine's $27.95, so the machine isn't cheap. But I promise
And you don't have to stop and go to the vet and then pay the vet bill.
Yeah, or I mean, we continually run into the situation with our other customers who are using vets to time their C-sections. They're waiting for the results, they don't get them. They don't get them until the next day. You know, it's frustrating, you know. So we've got people who are missing breeding opportunities because they don't get good timely progesterone results. Love the machine. Absolutely.
Fix your camera.
Yeah. Well, we're about done here anyway.
Yep.
So let's see if we might try one more.
Time change.
I'm bouncing all over the place. Sorry, folks. Let's see if we can do one more here or not.
James, you're the cameraman. Stop that.
Yeah. We've got terrible sound.
Yeah.
It would be great if you could do a video on buying a adult female dog. Well, let's just talk about that for a second, because actually we did just rehome a couple of adult female dogs. So look, here's the things that I think you in short,
that you need to do. You need to make sure that they do a brucellosis test on the adult female.
Right.
Or male. If you're using it for breeding purposes.
Well, I think the first thing I'd ask of anybody who's selling an adult dog, why are you selling a dog?
Yeah, does she get along with everybody? Is she being aggressive?
There's a reason why they're selling the dog, right?
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, you're not always going to get honest answers, but you have to judge. And I'm not saying that people are liars out there, but there's a thing called lying through admission. You know, where you know something, but you weren't asked it, so you didn't say it. Right. That's what I call
Most important, are they a good mama?
Well, yeah, okay, but I think the most important thing is why you get rid of the dog. I'm going to give you some answers that are acceptable, and I'll tell you about the 2 dogs that we just moved on. So the 2 dogs we moved on. Why do we move? Three females. So the first thing, when we move our females on to people who are looking to use those dogs for breeding, sometimes we'll move a dog on because it's too old and it's the end of its having puppies.
That's for a pet home.
And that always is a free dog. We want to find a place for that.
Sometimes you move them on because your eye appeal's not met, and you're able to afford the eye appeal look.
Well, let's talk about the 3 dogs we moved on. We moved those dogs on because they're great dogs. They've been good mamas, but we've got too many females. And here in Oklahoma, there's a limit of how many females you have to have before you're USDA regulated. And so we always keep below that. We brought some more girls in that are high-powered girls, and so these, one of those girls just had a litter. Last litter was 9 puppies. That she produced. I mean, so the answer is why are they getting rid of the dog?
Right.
If they're getting out of the business and they are selling all their dogs, that's probably a great opportunity for you to pick up some nice doggies. But if they're just selling a dog and they're not going to give you a reason, I think you've probably got to steer clear of that one, because it's either because the dog is aggressive, or the dog it hasn't had any puppies and they can't get the dog pregnant, or there's some health issues that you're going to have to fight. So you've got to ask those questions. So it's an opportunity to buy a dog that is a proven female. I mean, I would not buy a 2-3-year-old dog that hasn't had a litter, because that just gives me signs that there's a problem with the dog, right? But if that dog I'm going to do a whole video on this because it's quite a complicated subject, but I think you have to ask questions. And
sometimes it's structural, and you can make that up on the male that you're going to be using, no problem.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we like to have beautiful dogs, and beautiful dogs come from beautiful studs and beautiful females, and not all of them mark up to those standards. And
sometimes they come with a beautiful price.
That's right. So, if you've got a proven female who you've seen the puppies from, you're way ahead of the curve here. And in fact, those dogs, that was the situation. All 3 of those dogs, they just recently had litters. They're all actually sold with breeding, with basically a breeding back to one of our studs.
Yes.
So we stand behind those dogs. But I just want to, the point out here I'm making is that if the deal seems too good, start asking questions. Always ask questions, and evaluate the answers based on what they don't tell you as well. If somebody's not forthright about giving you information, then you've got to ask more questions to clarify that. I'm not trying to say that everybody's dishonest, but there are reasons why there's always a reason why dogs are getting moved on. And some of those reasons are fine, and some of them are absolutely not because they weren't answered. Anyway, enough rambling on this. So from Tammy and James, it says goodbye. Vote today.
Yes.
It's,
vote.
what is it today? November the 3rd?
November the 3rd.
November the 3rd, right. And if you like what we're doing, subscribe to us. That helps us out, helps us want to make more videos to give you more information. And be nice to your doggies. Bye, everybody.
Bye.